got to have some sort of like healthy id or sense of ego to
Yeah.
lead a band and get out there and rock out as hard as you can. But that always comes with a huge amount of insecurity. And every guitar solo I take, or every bass solo, or every note that I sing, there's part of me cringing, you know. So yeah, I'm humbled all the time. It's all, I mean, yeah, it's chill-inducing and amazing just to think that I grew up and still make music with the people that I do. You know, none of us are like hugely famous. We've been successful. I mean, again, getting back to something that Jim told me that, you know, I think everybody has real unrealistic expectations when they're younger, and I never realized how hard it was to make it from Memphis. And had I really wanted to make it to the big time, I would have left a long time ago, probably, or that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
And I don't say that with regret now, but I don't think I realized then. But, you know, Jim would often say, man, it's better to just steadily burn along than to just like, and, you know, crash out.
Yeah.
So to me, the fact that I've sustained myself with music my whole entire life so far, and hopefully further, you know, I got a long way to go. I hope, again, knock on wood. But and then I'm doing it with these wonderful musicians that I've played with for well over half my life now. I mean, that's humbling. That's something to be extremely grateful for, and that's a rich. Those are riches that are worth way more than like millions of dollars, or like having a great house, you know, stuff like that.
Definitely. So I want to talk a little bit about your solo career. Can you talk a little bit about Open Closed and why you decided to release that? Because I read somewhere that you made a few albums before that, but decided that they weren't right and decided to shelf them.
I should have shelved that record. It was very ill-fated. And about Open Closed, the first thing I'll say is that I have huge plans to, because I still have those files, I'm going to re-sing that whole record and yank it off as it is now of like all digital repositories and then re-put it back up. I'm a better singer now. It's the past year that I've really been gigging out and singing real hard, and I've found my voice finally. It's taken me all these years. And I had some very just bad notions about singing. I was trying to not sound like my dad. My dad's got a great, pure, wonderful voice. But he listened to stuff like Three Dog Night and Crosby, Stills and Nash, and it was all this stuff that to me always sounded really like, I always called it like too super cheesy American, like Jackson Browne. Like I never wanted to sing like that. So I railed against it, and I was way more into like Alex Chilton and a lot of British music, XTC and Elvis Costello and all this stuff. And like, so I tried to sing that way, and unfortunately it wasn't me. If I really allow myself to sing, I sound a lot more like my dad. But so that's all I really got to say about it. Well, there were a few, you know, I mean, I've been recording since I was a little kid, so I've had 2 records that I tried to sort of record on my own. 2 collections of material that I sort of thought made records that wound up they wound up never seeing the light of day. I still got copies and files of all that stuff, and some of it's better than I thought. The further away from all that stuff, the better I think it is. But Open Closed came about because a friend of mine named Kurt Gunn, who was in New York at the time, was trying to do, at the time, seemingly revolutionary sort of flash thing where like you could have an online record that sort of existed as a website, and you could remix the record yourself, and you could see like the whole thing was filmed in its entirety with me playing all the different instruments. He was looking for somebody who played all the different instruments, and I sent him my demos, which were really psychedelic and were a lot closer to like Shelby Bryant, who's a guy I grew up playing with here that makes Cloudwell music, and it was stuff that was a lot more like Syd Barrett or like Daniel just Johnson, just like really cryptic, crazy, drug-induced sounding demos, and I think he was really drawn to that. And so he gave me the go-ahead to do that, and then he flew in, and this the guy that was filming it was a guy named Derek Cianfrance, who actually wound up making that movie. Oh, what's it called? Blue Velvet Heart, or what the movie with Gosling and Michelle Phillips?
Oh, Blue Valentine?
Yeah, Blue Valentine. He was at my house filming everything, and it was an unnerving process, and we had a week to do it, and I played all the instruments, and then, you know, and at the time I was a cigarette smoker, and I was just chain smoking. And I'm about Open Closed, I will say I'm very very proud of the songs. I think that that's some, at least half of the tunes are like great songs of mine, but right at the very end of the recording session, it was time to sing, and I just sang everything real fast, and I sang it real twee and real affected, and I'm just ashamed, man. I think it ruined the record, you know. And again, it was a thing like I was in this situation where I was making a record real fast. I was self-producing, I was self-editing. So all the things that Dickinson had warned me about and told me that were bad and that I shouldn't have done, you know. And although he wrote great liner notes for that record, you know, maybe that's the best part of the whole record is the liner notes that he wrote. Great songs. It's just the singing. I can't abide by the singing at all. It's shameful and you know, the only thing I'll say is, and that record was released on Makeshift Records, and it never really got a lot of press. It wasn't widely distributed, and it's languishing in obscurity, which, because of the singing, I'm sort of happy about.